Jump topspin, okay? I believe that you should not have a player jump topspin unless they can bring a lot of heat. I think that, to me, as a passer, controlling a topspin serve is way easier than controlling a float serve. I mean, you can read it early. You can see it come across the net. It's showing you exactly where it's going early. But if you can bring a lot of heat, and furthermore, if you can get it to cut one way or the other, then you've got a nice serve to work with. One of the best jump servers that I've ever coached is Whitney, for sure. She puts a lot of heat on it. We've got some film of her. Actually, maybe if you guys go over to the transition, I'll show a little bit of it, because you can see why she puts so much heat on it. But she does a really nice job of firing with her shoulder through the contact, just like we talked about in attacking. The key to a good jump topspin serve, hands down, is a good toss. And this is the one time I'll use the word toss. We lift for the jump float, we lift for the standing float, but these are tosses. So before we get started, I want to talk about the starting position. Okay? You can start facing them, Aubrey, on the end line. There you go. And move over a little bit so they can see Whitney too. Either way, go to the center. There you go. Good, face them. Good. Okay, so making sure, first of all, the ball is going to line up with the lead foot. Okay, so right-handers is going to be right foot. Ball is going to be out in front. Thumb and pinky on the side of the ball. Okay, the middle three fingers, this finger right here, okay, are going to help the ball go ahead and roll from there. Okay, the thumb and pinky keep the ball accurate on the sides. So Aubrey being lefty, she's going to switch that to left foot. Okay, she's going to have the ball out here. Eyes stay on the ball the entire time. Weight is going to start just a little bit on that front foot. Okay, from here, slight bend in the knees. Okay, we want an accurate toss. We want to keep that hand and lay that ball up with lots of velocity on the spin. More velocity on the ball in terms of spins. Okay, more revolutions allows you to save your shoulder till your senior year. Okay, without having to hit it quite as hard, and you still get the cut on it. Okay, so we're going to watch just a couple of tosses right now. It's fine. You can just stay in front. So just a couple of tosses right here. A slight bend in the knees. Good. I want them tossing at a point where they can toss, pause, approach. Toss, pause, approach. Absolute focus on the ball the whole time. Okay, come on over. You guys can go ahead and start serving. So we'll look at some of these here. So toss, pause, and approach. So absolute focus on the ball. There's an aggressive toss. Usually by the toss, you can tell if they're going to have a good connection. So this is also something that as a good topspin server needs to get, is knowing when they gave themselves a bad toss and what to do with it. A bad toss aggressively in the court is almost unfixable, and your mistake's going to be in the net. A bad toss straight up or a little bit behind you, you can fix. And oftentimes when you fix, what I mean by that is you reach back, you take some off of it, okay, and it's going to have a little bit more of a rainbow on it, but that is also extremely valuable serve, especially if you can hit the end line with it. That was a fix right there by Aubrey. When you're teaching this, when you're teaching the topspin, okay, it's valuable to oftentimes to start at the 10-foot line and start there. And you can kind of get a little bit more in the mechanics. But when you're teaching and you're having a lot of people with consistent errors, just give them more direction in terms of what to go for. My feedback to Aubrey, being a freshman, has been and will be all year to aim for the end line. Whitney, I'm going to ask to continue to work on different cuts on the ball. She's got a natural swing from right to left. So when she serves, it cuts from right to left. What we did last week before she goes over to Finland to try out for a pro team is to go slide over on the left and see if she can do it today, and go thumb down on it on the finish. And when she does it, it looks pretty good. Aubrey, we're going to make sure that it's still mechanics and timing, and it'll be a couple years before we start going any further with that. There's a nice cut from left to right there. It's hard for you to see from there. You can't coach every kid in your gym the same. I know you know that. But make sure that your general feedback is for everybody in the beginning as basics, and then as you go around, give specific feedback to the people who need it. Okay? Well, there's a nasty little spin on